Hello, Will and Zane. Why is it that whenever I meet someone, I introduce myself by saying, hello, I am Jake. Yet when I am on the phone, I say, hello, this is Jake. I don't understand why it's uncomfortable to yell at someone's face when I meet them for the first time, this is Jake! Or when greeting someone on the telephone, I am Jake!
I can't.
Thank you, sincerely, confused church greeter 29. Confused cheech girder 29.
I have
Church
a
greeter.
theory. I have a theory, Will, and I'm so glad it hit me like that.
Oh, what is it?
So he says, I am Jake in person, but this is Jake on the phone. It's because, all right, now you're talking to Jake in person. He says, hello, I'm Jake. And you say, yeah, I know you're Jake. Now imagine that you call him and he says, hello, I'm Jake. You'll look at your phone and you'll think, no, you're not. Your phone. What's going on? Who's duping me right now? What's
Just
happening
earlier
right now?
today, I got a call on the phone, and at first, it was just somebody who was definitely talking in the car with someone else, and I'm like, hello, and I didn't recognize the number. And they were like, hey, who's this? And I'm like, Will. Who are you? And they're like, Jeff. And the both of us sat in silence there for about 8 seconds because we both realized that we knew people named Will and Jeff. But didn't understand that it was a wrong call on his part. And then, like, after that 8 seconds, he's like, this isn't the person I was looking for, I don't think. And I was like, yeah, I don't think either. And then I hung up. But I just... sorry, I thought that was relevant in some demeanor. But
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, there's a throw off. If they said like, "Hello, I'm Jeff," it's Jeff or whatnot. Now you're
hey, it's Jeff, and I
Yeah.
was like, and I would probably be like, oh hey Jeff.
oh hey Jeff.
I probably would literally just go, oh hey Jeff, what's up?
It's gonna throw you off. If you like, as soon as you hear "this is," you start to think more specifically, right? Like if you're like, "I'm Jake," you're like, "That's your name." But if you hear "this is Jake," you think, "Which Jake?" Oh, it's this Jake. This is Jake. Jake. Oh, okay. Hi, hey Jake. Got it. Cool. So if he says this is Jeff, you're gonna think immediately like, wait a minute, which Jeff do I know right now
think
that
you
owns
should.
a phone?
I think if you want to flip these introductions, especially in a church setting, as you've kind of said that this is within, I think you should just kind of take your hand and just kind of like sweep it up and down your body, like just kind of hovering over it and go, this is Jeff.
Oh,
This is Jake.
you are.
Hey, what's your name? Oh, Cindy. This is Jake.
So you're Cindy, just to clarify, because this right here, this is Jake, and they're like, oh, I like your shirt. Who made it? And you'd be like, oh, now the shirt's made by Calvin Klein, but this,
But the person's
this
made
is
by Jake.
all Jake. This is 100%, and I'm made of 100% pure cotton. I shrink in the wash. Don't wash me. This is Jake.
What would you do if you answered the phone and the person said, I am Jake?
See, that you just said a different thing. I would be like, is this? I would not be like, this is.
Are you Jake?
Yeah, you can't.
That's even
Am I-
weird, too. Why is that weird? Can
Am
you
I
imagine
Jake?
calling somebody up and say, are you Jake? Jake, are you Jake?
Wait a minute.
Jake, is that you?
Hey, this is Jake. I'm sorry, the Jake?
Wait, the Jake? Jake, is that you?
Now you've got them contemplating, wait a minute, am I...
Jake, it's been
Am I
years.
the Jake? If you said, like, Jake, it's been years, and they're like, oh, God, we talked, like, last week. What did I just bring up for them? Jake, you're back! I just, like, left your house 10 minutes ago, man. What's going on?
I am Jake.
See-
This is Jake.
All right. Now, like you said, you want to find a way to switch him around. So now we've covered this is Jake in person is a great way to get it across. But if you're trying to find a way to say I am over the phone, when you pick it up, you have to say I feel like you have to say it in a way that's reassuring. So if someone
let me
picks
try
it,
that. Let me try that.
Okay.
Let me try that. I am the Jake you are looking for.
oh,
It is me, the Jake.
Oh.
Look no further.
Uh-huh.
Call no further.
Call no further.
The number
and then
you
hang up.
requested is correct.
Call
That's
no-
a good way to take. You really take control of the conversation when you put it like that.
If you
I should try that. Whenever I get called, I should be. This is the will you were looking for. Call no further. Hang up. I like that.
call no more.
Call no
Goodbye.
more. This is the will you were looking for. Hang up.
I love the idea of you saying like you've reached the right number. Now don't call again.
Correct. You have done it. Congratulations. You found the will. I am that will. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. I would love it if you answered the phone this way. If I call you and you pick up, this is important. When you call someone, do you say something before they say anything?
Me personally?
Like, so if someone
No.
calls you, the person receiving the call is usually the first to say anything, right?
Yeah, the receiver has the obligation to connect the call verbally. Yes.
So if I call you and you pick up, first words out of your mouth better be, "Congrats,
I am Will."
yes, this is Will. You've reached call no further."
Hang up.
Hang up. Now I'm gonna look at my phone. I'm not gonna be confused. I'm gonna feel proud of you. Like I'm gonna be like, he was assertive, he was committed, and
He killed it. He just crushed it. This was the right one.
at the same time,
Yeah.
even though I had many emergency important things to tell him, he did tell me to call no further. So
I think I'm done being friends with him. Not because I want to, not because I'm upset, but because he's requested. All I can do is call him, and I can't do that anymore.
Zane, you haven't talked to Will in like 2 weeks. Yeah, he told me to call no further. So I've been kind of
Hey,
waiting.
do you and Will ever talk? No, he said call no further last time I called. Oh, that's too
I
bad.
assume like he now has the right to call me first next. But if he calls
Yeah.
me like and he,
You kind of put it in your own court. You're kind of the controller of the conversation at that point, especially because you as the receiver always have the upper hand. You can always just answer and say, "I said no, call no further," and then hang back up, you know?
exactly. So if you want to be assertive, I think that's when I am Jake comes in on the phone. So we're telling you say like that. I am Jake. This yes. Like you've got to throw yes. Yes, I am Jake. This is yes, you found me. Call no further is a very important
did it.
thing that I think we've invented that you need to throw out there. Call no further is going to catch on. Just you wait. Just you wait. Anybody calls you an 800 number is just going to be like, you just say, "Yep, you've reached the right number. Now call no further." And you know what? They're going to hang up and then the person's going to be like, "Did you sell the product?" And they're going to be like, "He just told me to call no further, man." You can't call him back.
I think so. I think I did. I did all I could. He said call no further.
I did all I could.
How do we respond to that?
How do I do this? He told me to call no further. Do we email him? Do we spam email him? What if he says email no further? Then we're going to run out of options. We're losing traction on this guy quickly.
Okay, I want you to give me a question.